Collective. Holy Spirit, angel guides, spirit guides. What is the February snow moon message for the collective? Hi, y'all. Thank you so much for stopping by the channel. I hope everything is well with you. The snow moon, February. This is a month that is typically known for heavy snowfalls, and we just experienced one here in the States. We had actual feet of snow that we haven't seen in 5 years, or heavy ice, or somehow the precipitation was something we haven't experienced in a long time. And that's what February is known to bring. Those type of experiences plus heavy snowfall. The winter can be harsh, and February is associated with one of those harsh months. It's also a month, as it was in the past, of scarcity. Scarcity in food, scarcity in people being out in community, because most people are hibernating from the cold, which makes it also a quiet time, a spiritual time. It allows people to be more introspective, to be resilient, to set some new intentions, to think about where they are currently and where they want to go, or what the desires of their heart is for 2026. But every time during the year when we're hibernating, it gives us a chance to slow down, to be silent so that we can hear our intuition. Also, it's a time of staying indoors, inner warmth, with your family, with whoever you live with. And if you're by yourself, then you're much more in tune with spirit. It's true. Because there is a need for inner warmth, for strength amidst the cold, amidst old patterns, amidst deception, amidst breaking the old so that something new can come in. And this all is something that we want to try and achieve before spring, right? So February is like the month before the spring equinox and the arrival of something really brand new, right? The birth, the rebirth of the earth. Very important time to think now of what we want to bring to fruition in the future. What seeds we want to plant right now so that they give birth in the future. Yeah, that's what February is about from a spiritual standpoint. So the heavy snow directly reflects deep winter conditions and deep inner reflection. So difficulty finding food during the harsh winter periods for all mammals, right? Animals as well as humans. Makes you have to rely on something other than yourself or the external world. Sometimes scarcity came to that point. Because didn't we just go through that here in the States when people on SNAP benefits, their benefits were taken away? So they really had no way to actually find food. But then amidst all of that, this is how God works. He appears, and all these shelters, these food shelters began to appear that service those areas that were impoverished with food. So there's always good that's going to emerge from the evil. Because there's really no other word when you have the capacity to give and to support, but yet you don't care about those less fortunate. Yeah, so again, scarcity and hunger. Harsh winter elements make people also come together more in community and share. The spiritual meaning, again, is introspectiveness and also being still because you're inside hibernating. It gives you more time to reflect and to be still and to listen, to ask the questions between you and Holy Spirit, your intuition, and then in turn to get the answers, and then to be able to really take action, because February is a time of action, even from astrological standpoint, as you will see in a minute. A lot of action, but taking the time in February to be still so that your direction, your action that you're taking brings the success, the goal, meets the objective. Absolutely. February is the time to be introspective, to be still, to also the waxing gibbous moon today is in Taurus, which is looking at your plan, making adjustments, thinking about where you are currently and what you need to do to get to what you want. And being resilient. Some of us along the way, other things have distracted us, taken a priority, but now it's time to refocus on what we want, what we are trying to obtain. So from an introspective standpoint, some under this full moon in Leo, you're feeling the need to release the old and step into the new by creating space. Under Leo, it's the sun, being authentic, being real, expressing yourself, and not holding back, right? Not feeling any guilt or shame or resentment or negative energies. That's what we have to try and avoid, because those are strongholds that block you. They just stop you from moving forward. They're roadblocks, and our objective is to overcome them, to get past them so that we can continue forward. Well, let's talk about astrologically what's going on. My notes say that we open up with a full moon on the 1st, February 1st, in the sign of Leo, Sun. And once you see something, once you've been enlightened, you cannot act like you didn't see it. You have to address it. So this full moon in Leo encourages authenticity, self-expression, and releasing what no longer serves you, who no longer serves you, however it applies. But releasing so that we have the capacity for something new is always an objective that Spirit encourages us to pursue, to change by releasing and bringing in something new, a new cycle. Okay? All of us actually will be impacted, because as above, so below, and we're all in this cosmic bubble of energy. So all of this energy is around us, whether we want to deal with it or not. We're all impacted by what's going on above. So the new moon comes in February 17th. It's in the sign of Aquarius, and it is a solar eclipse. Wow. So these solar eclipses, this one is called the Ring of Fire, which kind of coincides with the fire horse, and we know that's all about action. That's wand energy, taking action. That's what we're being held accountable for. With all Saturn around us too, we got to be disciplined and take the action so that we complete the goal, the objective. All of us are being challenged with that goal. And that starts in the sign of Aquarius, February 17th, a solar eclipse, as well as a new moon. very powerful energy. We know also moon phases and eclipses and all of this, that energy doesn't just last for one day, and it impacts us all differently. So just be aware of what's happening and guide yourself accordingly, Spirit just said, because it's charged energy. First of all, Aquarius is all about technology, community, social media. This is actually a new cycle for Aquarius, and we'll talk about that with that sign, like an 18-month cycle. But it's very charged energy. First quarter moon in Taurus, February 24th. But then major events are like Saturn is conjunct with Neptune in Aries. That's February 20th. And that is an alignment that I spoke about, things that don't happen regularly or major decades transpire before they happen. This is one of those conjunctions coming up every 36 years, but it has never occurred at the Aries point. So something that has never occurred or that hasn't happened in a very long time is getting ready to occur. Why do I say that? Because as above, so below. And when you think about it also, we're going to have a planetary alignment on February 28th. 6 planets, it says Mercury, Venus, Neptune, Saturn, Uranus, and Jupiter will align across the evening sky after sunset. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Of course, there are a lot of elements where you are in the world, what is the weather and the conditions at the time. But the point is, there's alignment. And as above, so below, we are, wherever you are in the world, in a energy of protesting, standing up for what's right. And that's alignment. And that is what's needed to bring change. So major change is getting ready to occur. Things that haven't happened in years and things that have never occurred before. Also, Mercury goes retrograde in Pisces February 26th. Mercury is another thing that impacts everybody, right? We all got to talk. We all got to think before we talk. And that is what Mercury governs. It's also the ruling planet for Virgo and Gemini. But it's going to impact Pisces too, because it's retrograde in the sign of Pisces, and that goes from February 26th to March 20th. Also, again, Mercury enters Pisces February 6th, and then follows Venus February 10th. There is that energy and the need for us to be compassionate. Right? We're all here to love one another. What does the Bible say? Love your neighbors as yourself. That's right. And that's hard to do sometimes, right? Especially during this time. A lot of charged energy, like things that could be handled differently to keep the energy level down and not have it so charged with anger and riled up. And that's what's been happening, like in Michigan. You got to learn to dissipate the energy, right? And use other means to do that other than arms. Absolutely, other than arms. All right, so Saturn re-enters Aries February 13th, and then the Sun enters Pisces February 18th, Leo into Pisces. And that's also the official Pisces season begins February 18th. Aquarius comes to an end. This is Aquarius season, the beginning of February. Let's look at the cards. for February for the collective spirit. What's the message for us all? Thank you so much. Like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and do leave me a message. Transformation is a necessary change. Waxing crescent moon in Scorpio. And Pluto is in Aquarius. Pluto is in Aquarius. A lot is going on with Aquarius, right? Again, everything impacts us all. We're influenced by all of this energy. We have that new moon and the solar eclipse in Aquarius, February 17th. And Pluto is in Aquarius. Transformation is a necessary change. There's no way around it. And I said that things that haven't happened in a long time are going to happen. And things that have never happened at all are gonna happen. I don't know. Tell us about this transformation and a necessary change, Scorpio. The sun is reversed, but it's here. And the funny thing about all cards, whether they're upright or reverse, if it's a major arcana, it's still Holy Spirit speaking. Okay. He says, can you get the cards on the table? Bear with me, please. Okay. All right. So, the sun is reversed. That means somebody sees something, but they don't want to acknowledge it. That means somebody's acting like they didn't see it, because the sun is the sun. Once it is there, you're dealing with authenticity, truth, clarity. This is Leo energy, and this is the first card of this reading. Talk about transformation. So somebody sees it, but they don't want the enlightenment. They don't want to see it. Action of Swords, all in their head, could be justifying why. Maybe it's too hard to reach the flag, to obtain the goal. They don't really see the path to the top. Whatever it is, it's almost like a denial of transformation. Like, I don't want to change. Four of Pentacles. And Pentacles is about your financial state, our financial state of being. This squirrel is like putting his pentacle away, but something has happened, and it's the Ten of Swords. Something very difficult, something challenging, something that was hard to overcome, something that they didn't want to see, right? They didn't expect that this would happen. They can't believe it almost. It does have to do with Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is at the center of the read. Your stability, foundation changed as a result of a change. Something outside of you. It could have been something outside of you forcing you to be impacted by something that's changing, or maybe you just realize or find yourself at a point where you have to change. There's no more staying in that energy. Yeah, there was resistance with the sun being reversed as the first card coming in. But the full moon is a moon that you can see. It is positioned so that you can see it. There's visibility there. So with that being in Leo, it's like a positive and a negative. They offset each other. I do see thinking does change where Pentacles are involved. Sometimes, I know, and I'm there too, like so many things are happening and you have to just do the best that you can do. You have to hold on, because the traditional Five of Pentacles card is about people walking by a church where they could go in. Two people are walking there. They could go into the church, though, and ask for help, but they don't do that. They continue to stand on their own right. And see, you went from Four Pentacles, and you see the Four Pentacles, but this is the important one, the one in the middle. That's them sending all their energy, determined, right? After abandonment, after somebody you thought that had your back, that had you, and they didn't. And they brought the Ten of Swords. And now you have to move on. Nine of Wands reversed. That's overcoming the adversity and moving on. Taking action, moving from thought to heart and action. Action of Pentacles. Seeds that you plant in February definitely will come to harvest here. This is all of everything coming to harvest. Embodiment of Wands. Transformation. And also in February, the new moon, the solar eclipse, the ring of fire. This is it returning to us. Because the sun is something you cannot say you didn't see it. Between that and the full moon, you have seen something. Now, whether or not you want to agree with it, acknowledge it, whatever. But this situation is going to change. It is. It has to. Because the Five of Pentacles is at the center. And that's a loss. That is not a win. That is clearly a loss. And the Spirit is saying, unless you change this situation, you're going to experience a loss. I know people don't want to hear stuff like this, but you have to. Because there are a lot of people operating at the Five of Pentacles, trying to get over, trying to take, this is not just for you, collective. This may be for the cross-watcher who knows that you watch and they want to figure out. It could be somebody new coming here. What is this spiritual journey here? What is this transformation occurring? Holy Spirit speaks to us in so many different ways. Look at this. The Tower. This is the transformation. The Tower, Scorpio energy. I said Scorpio and Pluto. Yeah. Something is going to happen that's sudden, that hasn't happened maybe in a long time. But things are going to come crumbling down. And that's how Spirit works. Tower is a major card. Not allowing something that there's truth, there's clarity, there's healing, because there's a lot of evil. There's a lot of evil right now, and that's why the Tower appears, because at some point everything is going to crumble down. Transformation, and this is necessary, Spirit says. This is necessary. But you have what it takes. The Nine of Wands upright is somebody who is a warrior. Like they have gone through the war and made it to the other side, and they can give testimony. But when it's reversed, it is now that you have that wisdom and you know a cycle is coming to an end, it's wand energy. It's preparing for something new. It's preparing that mindset to get ready to harvest something new. And here it comes, the embodiment of wands. That's Leo, Aries, Sag energy. Leo is just very strong in February. And so is Aquarius. And all of that brings these feelings to the surface. The King of Cups shows up. Now he, again, is a king, more wisdom that I was talking about, but there's a need to balance the head and the heart. What is the head and the heart? Yeah, talk about balance. Could involve a Sagittarius, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Heavy Scorpio, Leo is very strong. House, home. Somebody needs to balance head and heart in their house, in their home. Chariot. Somebody needs the determination to move forward. This transformation and everything crumbling down. And just one step, a spirit is talking about in the right direction. And you're being guided by the sun, the tower, temperance, the embodiment of wands, the action of swords, the action of pentacles, the king of cups. Okay, so also you're being told to be the king or queen of cups when it comes to a home, a reunion, some type of stability, some type of celebration. Also full moon energy is associated with a time of celebration, community coming together to share. A lot of spiritual energy. Talk to me plainly about love here for the collective, spirit. Transformation is a necessary change. Why is the King of Cups and the Four of Wands, Temperance, and the Chariot here? There's somebody, chemistry. There's a feeling. There's somebody that there's an attraction with. They're either attracted to you or you're attracted to them. You could have spent the holidays that just passed with them, and you want to spend the upcoming holiday in February with them. Okay? Anything else? Holy Spirit. Collective read. Collective, the King of Cups. Somebody got engaged in the past holidays. Over that period of time, your love life ascended to a higher level of commitment. Your commitment deepened, thus the Four of Wands. For some of you, there is a new love. There's somebody new coming in. There's going to be magnetic attraction. Determination for success in love may involve you doing something different when it comes to love than you did in the past. Transformation is a necessary change. The Tower, the Sun. Somebody didn't want to see something, maybe didn't accept something from the past until everything came crumbling down. Then you have to rebuild. Pay attention to your feelings. The King of Cups, that's why he appears. Feelings, emotions, they are going to be heightened in February. February's the month of love with Valentine's Day. So from a standpoint of love, I see that there could be a commitment. It could elevate. This is a commitment that could result in a marriage. Tell me about career, spirit, for the collective. Tell me about career under this snow moon, under this full moon, this solar eclipse coming in this month in Aquarius, Pluto being in Aquarius. What a combination. Somebody could win some money. If you do, use it to pay off your debt before anything else. Somebody could also receive an award, some type of recognition for something, some type of advancement. This leads to advancement. in your professional work. Somebody could actually reach higher fame, more recognition, leading to a higher payoff, winning more money, a better contract, some type of award. Professional advancement also. Okay. Looks like from work and from love, things are improving. Transformation is occurring and it feels good. Somebody is manifesting more money. They've been able to reach their goals, and now they're in a position to actually offer a helping hand, financial position to offer a helping hand. Maybe somebody asks you for some financial help after you experienced a loss. You obtain more money, and then you're in a position to give. Somebody could also be offering you a helping hand or a job or a lead. Spirit. Transformation. It is a month of change. So whatever your situation is, the towers here, that's going to come crumbling down. The tower is an ending. And a new beginning does occur after the full moon. Yeah, Pluto energy. Something is ending. A death. Some of you, it could have to do with a bad investment. The Five of Pentacles could have been as a result of a bad investment. Financial challenges, savings depleting. The end of an office job or ending a career or some type of ending. Transformation is a necessary change. Something is ending because it's served its time, its purpose in your life, and it's time for something new to come in. What else, Spirit? So this snow moon is a time of introspection, reflection, readjustment, realignment, refocus, and action. Directed action. Getting in touch with Holy Spirit, your intuition, that small voice, that gut voice. Shedding. And actually, February is the month where we totally leave the year of the snake, which is about shedding the old so that you have room for the new. That's what you're starting to do. In some cases, you've outgrown that person, that job, that situation, and you need to set higher goals and standards. Some of you are healers. You're shedding the past because you're stepping into the year of the fire horse too, where it's all about action, going after the desires of your heart. Connections are going to be reestablished. Actually, some of you are building them from scratch after the tower. But you're going to make contact with those who can help you. This is that helping hand we were talking about. You helping others, them helping you. That's the type of interaction that is coming in for you. And all of that interaction is setting you up for your next opportunity. Yeah, Spirit's talking also about investments. Listen to that small voice inside when it comes to financial investments, investments in your education, big plans for the future. He wants to make sure that you take calculated risk and always save something to fall back on. I do see your angel guides, your spirit guides are all around you. For those of you that have experienced loss, somebody's gone on before you, they're one of your angel guides, your spirit guides. Guiding you. You're moving. You're like in the flow. And they're your guides. they wanted me to let you know, they can't interfere with anything. You have to invite them in. We always invite them into the reading, but divine forces are showing you the way to go. You're discovering another piece of your destiny, your life's purpose. So Satan cannot stop your life's purpose. Nobody can stop that but you, right? By not, because we have free will, by not taking the action that you're being guided to take. But Satan can't stop that. He can delay it. He can delay it, create blockages, distract you, and that's why you always hear me talking about that, because that's how he gets us to not focus on what we should be focused on. But the universe is sending you help, a helping hand, a lot of help, new connections. So be open for that, because this is a major transformation that's occurring, and it is going to benefit us. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And until the next moon phase, namaste.